Thank you for joining me, Aina Kweo, on NMH One, where we highlight the news making waves in Namibia and beyond, ranging from current affairs, community stories, sport, and economic news. In today's broadcast, Mbumba recused himself from nephew's job discussion, and this is according to the presidency. Alweendo tells locals to shape oil law, and struggling consumers must persevere. You can follow all our programs on our website, which is called oneup2.com, or DSTV 285 or GoTV 25 in Namibia. President Nangolo Mbumba delivered a keynote address at the 10th intake graduation at the regular commissioning course at the 261 Motorized Infantry Battalion in Rundu. Nikano Nangolo reports.
Gentlemen, this is indeed a proud moment to witness the graduation of the first officer cadets that were recruited directly upon completion of their secondary education. This is a first for the NDF, and it serves as a sign that in Namibia we are keen to continue developing the quality of our men and women in uniform so that they are on par with other defense forces in the region and farther afield. Therefore, this is a significant development that buttresses our efforts to build a modern and well-equipped NDF. I quote President Geingoff's now famous maxim, and I quote, "Inclusivity spells harmony, and exclusivity spells conflict." Let me repeat that. Inclusivity spells harmony, and exclusivity spells conflict. End of quote.
We will return shortly with the visual news. Stay with us.
Hello and welcome to today's Sports Rep Show.
I am your host, Jesse Jackson Kauraifa. In replay, Namibia, who had won the toss for the first time on this tour.
Good day everyone, time for international sports news, starting off with tennis news, both on the WTA for women's and
Green Hydrogen Commissioner James Newbear explains how they are planning to deal with the absence of a law that should regulate the green hydrogen space. 3 years since the green hydrogen conversation started, Namibia is still to compile a law for this sector. Chamaima Biakes reports.
We're working very closely with the Ministry of Mines and Energy to develop the policy for the sectoral legislation, which may very well end up being called the Synthetic Fuels Bill. We will see about the name. But we're working closely with MME to develop that bill, which of course will follow the typical law-making process. So once the policy is ready at MME, MME may very well, of course, by the way, MME is the Ministry of Mines and Energy, may of course choose to engage with Parliament, with public, etc. And that policy, of course, will be very strategic in then creating the bill that will be going to the parliamentarians to follow the lawmaking process. I think one of the things we would like to say is that as government, we appreciate that we don't necessarily have to wait for the bill to engage with parliamentarians. I think I see, for example, Honorable Senator is here. We should be proactive in engaging the parliamentarians early. And while we did some of this engagement, I think last year in Swakopmund, of course, another one would probably be a good idea and will likely be led by the Ministry of Mines and Energy, and the Namibian Green Hydrogen Program will be very happy to support that. In terms of the production of the ammonia by Daures, you're right that this is their ambition, and of course, the Ministry of Mines and Energy is working closely with them to understand the quantums of that production of that ammonia. It's unlikely to be large scale and commercial because it is a pilot project, but nonetheless it is something that we're monitoring very closely as well. As we mentioned, smaller quantities of hydrogen production will also happen this year in the various pilot projects, and we're keeping an eye on that as well. The FEAR is an agreement between government and Hyphen. The Namibian Green Hydrogen Program didn't partake in executing that, but of course that agreement sits with the Attorney General, because he's a custodian of all legal agreements between government and any party. And of course, I think the chairperson of the committee obviously is very, very able to engage the Attorney General to review that agreement if need be. So that would be what I would say there. But nonetheless, again, from my side, just thank you for all the questions. I think they're
Ohangwena police were hard at work yesterday afternoon trying to arrest illegal fuel smugglers at Oshikango. The fuel is illegally smuggled into Namibia from operators on the so-called black market, and desperate Namibian motorists buy it cheaply amid high fuel costs in the country. Chiemo Haidula reports.
The police in Ohangwena region are trying to arrest over 100 people who are selling illegal fuel, which is popularly known as Ngungula, at Oshikango border post in Oshikango town. The police are seemingly losing the battle of arresting these people, as majority of them who are Angolan nationals are crossing the border back into Angola, and when the police disappear, they reappear again to serve their clients. The chase has been going on for over an hour now here at Oshikango. Namibian Sun has observed a number of motorists who are lining up to come and fill up their cars here at Oshikango. They are now waiting for their salespeople to come out of hiding so that they can fill up their cars. The motorists are unbothered by the presence of the police and remain calm to wait on the sales to continue.
Rossing Uranium commits to a long-standing relationship with the Namibian police in the Erongo region. Edwin Chiriange, General Manager of Asset Management and Projects, shared that the donation is valued at 750,000 Namibian dollars for the upkeep and maintenance of police vehicles for 3 years. Precious Ngitaunapo reports.
I would like to inform you today that we'll continue with the support to the Office of the Regional Commander for a donation that we'll be giving out today to the amount of 750,000 Namibian dollars. That amount will be for the next 3 years, starting from 2024, 25, and 26. So effectively, it's a 250,000 support over the next 3 years. Those funds will be utilized for the upkeep of the maintenance upkeep of the vehicles of the Erongo region. It's about 8 vehicles that will be identified and selected by the Office of the Regional Commander that will be part of this program to ensure that we've got a reliable fleet, which will be from the towns of Arandes, Swakopmund, and Wolfish Bay. So it's for maintenance and upkeep of those vehicles, Commissioner. Commissioner Kumbobona, we place high regard to the cooperation between Rosing Uranium Mine and your office, and this donation today signifies that commitment of Rosing. And it is really our hope that this donation today will ensure that we can keep the Orongo region safe.
After the break, we return with newspaper review.
Welcome to My.NA Cars, your ultimate destination for everything automotive.
I am your host, Diana Master. Teamwork makes the dream work, right?
Discover the latest models, innovative technologies, and expert insights from our passionate hosts. Learn essential maintenance tips and get exclusive behind-the-scenes access to the automotive industry. Don't miss My.NA Cars on NTV every Thursday at 2100 hours. Tune in and ignite your passion for automobiles.
The Namibian Sun reports that President Mbumba recused himself from 2 cabinet sittings that discussed the proposed appointment of his nephew Idi Itope as CEO of the Central Procurement Board of Namibia, State House said. After Itope's appointment was initially rejected by cabinet last month amid claims that he was not the best candidate from the interview process, he is now poised to lead the State Procurement Board. On page 3, Namibia Estate Agent Board Manager Festus Unengu has urged members of the public to refrain from making deposits for property they've only seen advertised on social media. NEAB issued a warning to the public against against engaging in any transactions with a man they labeled a notorious scammer, Christian Albertus Church. According to NEAB, Todd has been unlawfully trading property under the name of 4U Properties, which was deregistered in 2022 in the Orongo region. They noted that he last renewed his license in 2023 and has not been registered for 2024. On the front page of Republican, a hurdler and his anti-poaching tracker dog named Troy were left traumatized after surviving an aggravated assault by a farmer in Grootfontein on Tuesday. In a Facebook post by Shane Wasserfall, Stefan Weideman, and 8 others on the Civilian Animal Protection Unit group, it was reported that Troy and his hurdler were assaulted together with one other hurdler and his dog when they were helping in the search of 8 saddles stolen from the stable of a riding school, the Kahanik Equestrian Center. Namibia poachers of 2 black rhinos in the Etosha National Park were denied bail. Theophilus Mateus and Kandali and Matona Chwama. Their case is postponed until 23rd June. On its front page, the Allgemeine Zeitung says the increase in crimes such as cattle theft is an expression of profound social problems that are exacerbated by unemployment and drug abuse. Despite efforts by local authorities to address the above problems, the situation continues to worsen as people's confidence in the municipality's efforts dwindles. A physically challenged resident of Newer Rose settlement in Aranos, Hilda Nawases, told a publication that the limited water points and lack of electricity, despite several promises by the municipality, are reasons for the dwindling confidence and lack of community participation in municipality initiatives. On page 3, AZ is attending to a trade union and employers' accusation in Namibia, which wants to boycott the training authority and the supervisory board, which they consider to be illegally appointed. After the break, we return with more newspaper reviews, starting with the Namibian.
Neo Paints has established a 67-year Namibian legacy, creating personalized paint solutions that blend quality and innovation for the Namibian people. We pride ourselves in being a 100% Namibian-owned company, investing in our country and our people by employing and empowering true Namibians. With every brushstroke, Neo Paints commits to our quality guarantee and always delivering a coat of excellence. At Neo Paints, we always stay true to our country. We are as Namibian as you.
The Namibian reports that Mines and Energy Minister Tom Alweendo says local companies should play a part in shaping the new oil regulating policy that will guide the industry. He was speaking at the ongoing Namibian Local Content Conference yesterday at Luderitz, where he also urged local businesses to take full advantage of the emerging oil and gas sector to accrue maximum financial benefits. On page 3, the Minister of Gender Equality, Poverty Eradication and Social Welfare, Doreen Sioka, says Namibian children are privileged to have access to early childhood development centers. She said this at the launch of a European Union Early Childhood Development Reform Program at Mixed Settlement Primary School yesterday, worth about 58 million Namibian dollars. The New Era reports that Namibians have a little choice but to continue tightening their financial belts and keep expenses at a minimum after the Bank of Namibia yesterday kept repo rate unchanged at 7.75%. On page 3, the National Assembly unanimously adopted motions presented in the House supporting the people of Cuba and Palestine and the self-determination of the Sahrawi people. The motion were tabled by members of the Parliament Levi Katoma, Henny Sabeb and Patience Masua. The Market Watch reports that the Benamin Resources Namibia has announced its intent to fully develop its Etango mining uranium project, which it says will require upward of 6 billion Namibian dollars. The company is now in the process of a capital rise to fund the construction and development cost of its Etango project, which it plans to start developing this year. Motivating the need for the project, a newly appointed Benamin Managing Director Werner Elvard said rising demand for uranium has given the project the required impetus. After the break, we return with economic news. Please stay with us.
Hello Namibia, ons is by die kus en ons is lus.
By die Easter shot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so yes. Please, today you make sure that we are fed. Sorry, it's actually.
National Rail Company Transnamib Limited aims to nearly triple its cargo carrying capacity to 4 million tons within the next 5 years from approximately 1.5 million tons per year, a new report has revealed. According to a report by the Parliamentary Standing Committee on Economic and Public Administration, Transnamib faces an uphill battle in achieving the ambitious plan due to aging running stock. Transnamib's railway fleet comprises 78 locomotives and an array of approximately 1,500 wagons. And now let's have a look at our economic indicators. The Namibian dollar trades for 23 Namibian dollars 69 cents to 1 British pound, 20 Namibian dollars 30 cents gets you 1 euro, 19 Namibian dollars and 3 cents gets you 1 US dollar. Lecheco Holdings has gone up with 2.50%, as well as Namibian Breweries with 0.03%, while Namibia Asset Management Ltd remains the same. Local index has increased with 0.12%, while the overall index close has decreased with 0.05%. Two commodities have increased, which is gold and copper with 0.60% and 1.72% respectively. Platinum and Brent crude oil have decreased with 0.23% and 1.24% respectively. In African news this afternoon, Sierra Leone's capital Freetown and other cities have been plunged into darkness for weeks due to the non-payment of electricity bills to the power providers. It has severely disrupted daily life, with operation disrupted in major hospital. Car Power Ship, the Turkish ship which supplies most of Freetown's power, has virtually switched off the lights over an unpaid bill of about 48 million US dollars, despite repeated assurance by Finance Minister to settle the debt. In a statement, Car Power Ship said it had reduced its electricity supply to 6 megawatts from 60 megawatts to only power essential services. After the break, we return with international news.
Hi, Kambaripa.
Hi, Melissa.
You look upset. Is everything okay?
A healthcare worker refused to attend to me because I visited the healthcare facility without a guardian.
Healthcare workers are not allowed to do that. This sounds like a job for your shield of survival.
Huh?
Your rights, they're your superpowers. Your shield of survival is your right to life, health, nutrition, shelter, and an adequate standard of living.
For more information, contact the Children's Advocate Namibia in the Office of the Ombudsman on 061 20 73 111. Send us an SMS on 20401. SMS costs 40 cents. You can also send us a message via our Facebook page. Remember, the services of the Children's Advocate are free of charge.
Emergency workers tried to clear water-clogged roads, and people assessed the damage to homes and businesses on Thursday after a rare and epic rainstorm swamped the United Arab Emirates. Dubai International Airport, a major travel hub, struggled to clear a backlog of flights, and many roads were still flooded in the aftermath of Tuesday's deluge. The rain were the heaviest experienced by the Gulf state in the 75 years that records have been kept. They brought much of the country to a standstill and caused significant damage. Following Tuesday's event, questions were raised about whether cloud seeding, a process that the UAE frequently conducts, could have caused the heavy rains. After the break, we return with local sports. Stay with us. The stage is set for a highly entertaining school sports inter-high between host of Walvis Bay Private School and their coastal neighbors Pro ED Academy from Swakopmund. Athletes from two schools will tackle each other in 5 different sports codes on Saturday. FNB Kudu Rugby Club will host the FNB Rehoboth Rugby Club at the Jan Vilken Stadium in Walvis Bay this Saturday. Kudu scored 3 wins and recorded 1 loss in the 4 matches played. In the 4 matches that they played, the coastal side is placed 3rd on the log with 15 points after 4 matches. Young 11 signaled their intentions for the upcoming netball season by winning the inaugural edition of the Chairman's Cup in Omaruru. Young 11 shared the top spots with Blue Waters and was declared champions due to a superior goal difference. And now let's have a look at our international sports shortly. Real Madrid exacted revenge on Manchester City to reach the Champions League semi-finals 4-3 on penalties after withstanding a barrage at Etihad on Wednesday. Bayern Munich Joshua Kimmich powered in a 63rd minute header to give them a 1-0 victory over the toothless Arsenal on Wednesday and send them through to the Champions League semi-finals for the first time in 4 years with a 3-2 aggregate win. Daniel De Rossi will stay on long term as Roma coach at the Series A club announced on Thursday, hours before the Europa League quarter-final decider with AC Milan. After the break, we return with the highlights from today's broadcast. Stick around.
Neo Paints has established a 67-year Namibian legacy, creating personalized paint solutions that blend quality and innovation for the Namibian people. We pride ourselves in being a 100% Namibian-owned company, investing in our country and our people by employing and empowering true Namibians. With every brushstroke, Neo Paints commits to our quality guarantee and always delivering a coat of excellence. At Neo Paints, we always stay true to our country. We are as Namibian as you.
Sierra Leone's capital, Freetown, and other cities have been plunged into darkness for weeks due to non-payment of electricity bills to the power providers. That is the story that leads to today's highlights. Emergency workers tried to clear water-clogged roads and people assessed the damage to homes and businesses on Thursday after a rare and epic rainstorm swamped the United Arab Emirates. The stage is set for highly entertaining sports inter-high between host Walvis Bay Private School and their coastal neighbors Pro Ed Academy from Swakopmund. Athletes from the two schools will tackle each other in 5 different sports codes on Saturday. And those have been your highlights. Remember to tune in every weekday at 1 o'clock to spend your lunch hour with NMH at 1, catching up on the latest news in Namibia. Good day.